say hi. I'm sure they'd appreciate that. And we also have a live stream of this going on right now. So we're streaming this show out across the internet. So mind your manners, yeah. No, we're not formal here. You know, we want to have a good time. But we do try to keep talking at the minimum while the artists are performing, because this is a listening room. What else did I forget, Michael? Nothing, okay. He always reminds me of things that I should say, and then I never say them. But anyway, so Claudia Nygaard is our first performer. She's from Nashville. She's been doing this a long time. She was telling us yesterday that she has like over 300 songs she's never even recorded. So, and I think she's going to be playing the ones that are popular and some that nobody's real, are not out in the world yet. So it's really exciting, and she's a fabulous storyteller as well. So please put your hands together for Claudia Nygaard.
I'm so proud to be here. I did meet Miss Minnie when I first moved to Nashville. I took a job with a temp agency because I didn't have any gigs yet, and I was working as a receptionist at, I'm going to have to unplug for 1 second, Ben.
Hang on.
I'm twisted up here.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Got it?
Yep. Lady. Lady doesn't appreciate the sound like this.
Oh, okay. I knew it wasn't my singing because I haven't sung yet. Anyway, I took this job as a temp, and I was a receptionist for a company called Bill Hudson PR. And Miss Minnie was getting ready to do the Sarah Cannon Cancer Center opening. And so she had come in, and it was snowing, and I said, well, I was trying to make conversation with her because she had to wait. And I said, well, Miss Minnie, how do you like this weather? And she said, well, I'm not much for it. And I said, it wouldn't be so bad if we had a couple of gorgeous men here curled up in front of the fireplace with us. She said, now you've gone and changed the subject. I wrote this song a long time ago, and I kind of thought it'd be dated by now. It doesn't seem to be, unfortunately. Kind of wish it was. Not because I'm tired of playing it, but just because of the subject matter. We had names like Sean and Colleen when we reached the harbor. As quick to wink as five with a twinkle in our eyes. And we planted potatoes and rolled up our sleeves, washed clothes and built factories, and hung on to a dream that wouldn't die. And we had names like Katrina and Ole when we crossed the prairie. We were strong and stern and no stranger to the wind and snow. And that old blue northern, she blew and she blew, but we pulled our coats tighter, said we're tougher than you. Well, hang on, no matter how hard you blow. We've got a big country that holds so many dreams. A big country and more in common than it seems. We all love and hope and know what freedom means. We share a big country that holds so many dreams. And we had names like Juan and Maria when we crossed the river. with a dream of mañana in a place where the corn could grow. We took the jobs with the smallest of pay, the only ones that Gringo would give away, and hung on to a dream that grew so slow. And we had names like Rachel and Ruben and Yoko and Lee, Sitting Bull and Sacagawea, Muhammad and Fatima, and we are every color and faith underneath the sun. But somehow we've all come together as one, and if we can make it work in the USA, well, then maybe the whole world could live in peace someday. We've got a big country that holds so many dreams, a big country, and more in common than it seems. We all love and hope and know what freedom means. We all love and hope and know what freedom means. And we share a big country that holds so many dreams. Thank you. And this one is one of the songs that I won Kerrville with. I had the inspiration for writing this song after I'd gone up in the attic looking for something. It was around this time of year, so it was probably old tax returns, so I could figure out what the heck I was doing on the new ones. And I opened this box, and in it was my Betsy Wetsy. Now, a lot of you maybe don't know who Betsy Wetsy. About 50% of the audience, at least, probably doesn't remember Betsy Wetsy. Betsy Wetsy was a doll, a baby doll, and you could put the bottle in her mouth, and then the other part was the Wetsy part. And she was my favorite baby doll because she was very lifelike. And unfortunately, when I opened the box, her body was rubber, I guess, and it just had kind of like started to decompose, you know? And it was heartbreaking because she was my favorite baby, but it was kind of like all these years later, I realized I had a baby that I'd probably taken thalidomide or something, you know, some terrible drug, and had this poor child that was, anyway, it was kind of a tough day. I spent the whole day feeling kind of a little down about it, and also just down that I was old enough to have a doll that would have melted by now. And so I was feeling real sorry for myself. And I started thinking about all these different toys I had as I was, you know, driving around Nashville. And I started thinking about this one toy. And it was a toy that had been given to me by somebody. You know, I don't know if I'm a Tom Robbins fan. I don't know if y'all are Tom Robbins fans, but he has this book. He had this book about a sock and a can of beans and a stick that went on an adventure across the ocean. I wasn't doing drugs. I was just a Tom Robbins fan. Anyway, I started thinking about those toys and wondering whatever happened to them, besides the fact that I knew they all went to China because we were good Lutherans. And old toys, Mother would send my sister and I to the movies, and we'd come home with less worldly possessions to have to be in charge of. I imagine that's where that doll went. But when I thought of this toy, the significance of it kind of knocked me sideways, and I actually had to pull over to write the song, and normally I just keep driving. I shouldn't have told you that probably, but it's on tape too. Old J.C. was a laborer. He worked for my dad. He had big old hands and a big old laugh. You should have seen the grin he had. Well, I remember one time when he and his brothers helped Daddy pour a patio. I was a regular tomboy then, a kid about 8 years old. He took off his shirt to work in the noonday sun. So I took off mine till he said, put yours back on. With a child's eyes I couldn't see why anyone wouldn't like old J.C. If God could have grinned, he'd have grinned at me, just like old J.C. J.C. worked in town all week. On weekends he was Dad's right hand. We had 25 cows, 3 horses, a dog, and 100 acres of land. And I had a calf I called Maverick, 'cause he had no mama at all. I raised him up all summer. Dad sold him off in the fall. When the meat truck came to get him, my innocence died. With J.C.'s hand on my shoulder, we both cried. With a child's eyes I couldn't see why anyone wouldn't like old J.C. If God could have cried, he'd have cried with me, just like old J.C. Well, Saturdays we'd go into town after something my mom'd want, and we'd stop for breakfast at this place called Sambo's Restaurant. They had tigers on the menu, and a boy that looked like J.C., and a waitress there with copper hair made a rag doll for me. It was a little black monkey in a little red vest with the initials J.C. on his chest. With a child's eyes I couldn't see why anyone wouldn't like old J.C. If God could have grinned, he'd have grinned at me. If God could have cried, he'd have cried with me. If God has a face, then it's bound to be a face like old J.C. Well, he's got a face just like old J.C. Thank you. I found J.C. after I wrote that song. Man, I looked for years to find him. My dad had gone into ranching full time, and so we didn't need J.C. that often. It's just if we were moving cattle or something. And so we lost touch with him, and then when my dad retired, and then I didn't find him for, gosh, I don't know. I wrote the song, then I won Kerrville with the song, and I looked for him, and I didn't find him, and then I recorded the song, and I looked for him, and I didn't find him, and then my sister did. She found him, and then she hooked me up with him. So I went down to Mississippi. He'd taken a bad fall off a building and hurt his back, and had retired kind of from construction, and taken his insurance payoff, I guess, and bought 20 acres of bare land that butted up against 20 acres, or 100 acres, about 100 acres, and that butted up against the 100 acres his great-grandfather had gotten when he was freed as a slave. So it was pretty cool to go down there and see his cows he built a house all by himself, just like my dad did. It's kind of like finding a brother with a tan. But anyway, I told him about, I played this song for him. Actually, the song gone through his whole family. I'd sent a copy to him, and it had gone through the whole family. So when I got there was like this many people. It was like food was like all along the wall. There was this buffet. There was like this. I said, boy, that's a lot of food. And his sister, who was 6 feet tall, by the way, said, well, we seen you on the internet. We decided you was off your feed. She had apparently not heard of retouching. Anyway, JC said, well, he says, I said, do you like the song, JC? And he said, well, I like the song, but I ain't never cried over no damn calf in my life. Poetic license, Jay. Anyway, and when you win Kerrville, you have to have 2 good songs, and this was the other one. Is this kind of low here? Magnolias are always in bloom. Gardenias scent up the room, giving off that sweet perfume when you love a Georgia boy. Sweet peaches fall from the tree. They can't help it, they're just like me. Closer to him's where you want to be when you love a Georgia boy. You think you know all about love, oh, but you never felt like this. You pray to the heavens above, and all your prayers are answered in just one kiss. And time moves slowly, you do too, waiting till he's close to you. If he asks, you'll say I do when you love a Georgia boy. You think you know all about love, oh, but you never felt like this. You pray to the heavens above, and all your prayers are answered in just one kiss. And time moves slowly, honey, you do too, waiting till he's close to you. If he asks, you'll say I do when you love a Georgia boy. When you love a Georgia boy. When you love a Georgia boy. Thank you. So I wrote that about a guy that I was going to marry until I found out that, he got this job on, first red flag. I come home from Kerrville and he says, you know, you should be glad you met me, because if you hadn't met me, you wouldn't have written that song and then you wouldn't have won the contest. I didn't know anything about narcissism at the time. I've learned a lot since about 2016 about it, but that was kind of that. But anyway, He was quite a piece of work. He decided that he could pretend, he was playing on a cruise ship, and he decided he could pretend to be single while he was on the boat, and I found out about it, and I told him he no longer had to pretend. And I wrote this song. And the thing about Narcissus is I hate for him to ever hear this song, because even though this is not nearly as flattering, boy is it ever not nearly as flattering, he'll just be flattered that I wrote another song about him. I kind of hate to give him that, you know, but it's such a good song. I can't not play it. So I wonder if I'll miss you when you're dead, like I miss those other guys, and think of only sweet things that you said and forget about the lies. I wonder if I'll see your face when I turn out the light, and remember how you pulled me close and held me tight. I wonder if I'll miss you when you're dead. Too bad I can't find out tonight. I wonder if you're aging gracefully, or have your teeth divorced your head? Like your hair follicles and me, we hung around a while, then fled. I wonder if that girl you're with will finally see the light, and maybe one day just say, get the hell out of my sight. 'Cause she's found someone else she wants instead. Too bad I can't find out tonight. I'd be there at your, whoops, wrong thing, at your grave as the preacher laments the soul he couldn't save. I'd look so sad and depressed, wearing lacy red undies underneath my black dress. I wonder if with time I just won't care, 'cause I'll have found somebody new who makes me want to buy new underwear and forget all about you. Forget the way we danced up on that rooftop overnight. Oh, crud. I haven't played this in a really long time, so I'm sorry, but... we're glad you brought it. Because otherwise you wouldn't have known, right? The way we danced up on that roof by candlelight. How mangled would your body look when pushed from such a height? And would you cry my name out in midair? Too bad I can't find out tonight. I'd be there at your grave as the preacher regrets the soul he couldn't save. I'd bring a nice spray of flowers, then I'd tweet, there's a party at my house in an hour. I wonder if I'll miss you when you're dead. Too bad I can't find out tonight. Thank you very much. This one came about. This is a song that I actually won the Tumbleweed Music Festival songwriting competition with. It's a song that my mother, when she passed away, she left me a box with all of these letters that were written in Norwegian, with the English translation stapled to it, the paper, which was good because the paper was really yellow by the time I started to try to read it. And I got invited to play the centennial for the town of Grenora, North Dakota. How many of you have been to Grenora? Where do people go on vacation? Anyway, well, Grenora is about, 8 miles from Montana and 20 miles from Canada. They have two things in the ground, wheat and missiles. And so I went to, I went up to play, but before I did, I started reading these letters, and I was kind of like stunned and a little bit horrified at how rough my family had it when they first came to America, as all families do when they first come to America, when they can't, especially when they come during a potato famine. Potato famine wasn't just Ireland, you know. All of Europe was hurting at that time. So anyway, this is a song that grew out of that. And it also came from John Prine. I was going into, really, my hero too, him and Guy Clark. But I was going into the movie theaters in Nashville, and John and Fiona were coming out of the movies, and I went, John! And he looked at me, and I could see his face doing anything. Okay, obviously I know this girl. What is her name, and where do I know her from? And, because I do that myself. And I said, relax, you don't know me. He said, I don't? I said, no. I said, I'm just a huge fan. And I said, you've been a great influence on my career. And I said, I'm on my songwriting especially. And I said, I just really was thrilled to see you. And he said, well, how's it going for you? By the way, I've met 100 artists in Nashville, Tennessee, and he is the only one who ever asked how I was doing. And so I said, well, I'm not playing places as high as you are, but I'm making a living singing my own songs. And he said, well, you're a big success then, aren't you? And I said, yeah, I'm really a lucky girl. And then I went home and wrote this song. My great-great-great-granddaddy on my mama's father's side went a-rowing down the Norway coast with 4 friends and his bride. When a big storm came around and all his 4 friends drowned, and there wouldn't be a me, but when he rose up from the sea to gasp for air, why, he had great-great-great-grandmama by the hair. And my great-granddaddy on my mama's side homesteaded North Dakota back in 1885. He built a house of earth where his wife gave birth. Then diphtheria came around and took 4 of their kids down. The ground was froze. He couldn't bury them till springtime flowers rose. And I complain about the weather, I complain about warm beer, I complain I'm getting older when I'm lucky I'm still here. I complain about the driving, and you know that that's just wrong. When I get to where I'm going, I get paid for singing songs. I complain about no boyfriend when I'm loved around the world. Oh, the truth is I'm a lucky, 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 lucky girl. And then there's my grandmother on my father's side, married to a man who drank, she had to leave behind. She raised her kids alone, worked her fingers to the bone, washing other people's floors, 'cause she was so damn poor, that's what you do. And you got kids and all they've got is you. And I complain about the weather, I complain about warm beer, I complain I'm getting older when I'm lucky I'm still here. I complain about the driving, and you know that that's just wrong. When I get to where I'm going, I get paid for singing songs. I complain about no boyfriend quite regularly when I'm loved around the world. Oh, the truth is I'm a lucky, 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 lucky girl. Yeah, the truth is I'm a lucky, 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 lucky girl. Thank you. That's my last album, Lucky Girl. I'm in the process of recording a new one, and it's going really well. I think it's going to be the best album I've ever done. This song is on the Lucky Girl album, too. Wait a minute. Just in case. I haven't played this one in a long time either. I've been in the studio for months and months and months. I'm producing the album myself, which is saving me a lot of money, but if I'm getting paid by the penny, by the hour, I'm making about $1 a day. So, anyway, oh, come on. Okay, I'm closing in on it here. Do you know how many songs start with I? I mean, songwriters are just like really, really self-absorbed. It's one of the few careers, though, where you can be self-absorbed, and also one of the few careers where you can humiliate yourself for a living. I wonder if your eyes are the same blue as they were that wretched day. I didn't know then what to do. That day I said goodbye to you and turned and walked away. Wonder if you think of me, and wonder if I think of you. 'Cause I think about you all the time. I still wish that you were mine, and I wish you knew that if I knew where to find you, I'd be headed there today. You don't stop being a mama when you give your child away. Wonder, do you have my smile? Do you have your father's eyes? By now you're fully grown. Do you have children of your own? I don't even know if you're alive. Did it do what's best for you? Or just what was best for me? All I had to give was love. Would that have been enough from a mom just 17? Oh, if I knew where to find you, I'd be headed there today. You don't stop being a mama when you give your child away. Because it's so easy to just put your baby up for adoption, isn't it? That's the solution. All right. Now, I don't want to get political. But this one was really fun to write. I actually am really proud of this song because it got me an FCC thing on my CD. An FCC warning from a woman my age. I'm rocking it. I didn't know it was going to... Actually, I did exactly the same thing Guy Clark did on his album, and when I fixed it... I went down to Texas for this conference, and this DJ who's been very supportive of me in Chicago at WFMT said, "Great song, I can't play it." I said, "Why?" He says, "One of the 7 words." I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, you can't say it. No bodily fluids." I said, "Oh." So I ran home. Fortunately, I hadn't mastered it yet, so I ran home and I got back in the studio and did an FCC compliant version. So which one do you want? You want to hear the compliant version, or you want... No one ever wants to hear the compliant version. My kind of audience. "I need to tell you something," she said to the stone. "You may not be here anymore, but it's something you should own. When I said stop, you should have stopped. Hell, I was underage, but you forced yourself on me anyway. Still, I kept your secret, and I shouldered the blame. Like what you did was my fault. Hell, I hung my head in shame. You might be 6 feet under, but it's not too late. I showed up here 'cause we've got one last date. And I'm drinking beer the way we did that night. And I confess I'm getting pretty tight. And this isn't like me, no, it's not how I behave. Leaning on your headstone and pissing on your grave. Should have found you long ago when you were still around. But you're a lot less scary when you're underground. You took away my honor and my trust in men, but tonight I'll get them back again. I'm drinking beer the way we did that night. And I confess I'm getting pretty tight. And this isn't like me, no, it's not how I behave. Leaning on your headstone and pissing on your grave. This isn't something ladylike to do, but you treated me like trash, so that's how I'm treating you. I'm drinking beer the way we did that night. And I confess I'm getting pretty tight. And this isn't like me, no, it's not how I behave. Leaning on your headstone, pissing on your grave, yeah. Leaning on your headstone and pissing on your grave. Thank you. I've got a great video. I haven't edited it yet, but we shot it in a graveyard at night. And it was no moon, so it was pitch black, and we shone the headlights of my car. We killed my battery actually doing it. But we shone the headlights of my car on the gravestone, so all you can see is just me wearing white and all these white gravestones. It's so cool. I can't wait to get it done. If you get on my mailing list, you'll know when it comes out. So it'll be on YouTube. But I have to not talk so much because then I don't get to play very much. And I didn't play this song in public for years after I wrote it because I thought it was too personal. And then I played it one time because it was Father's Day. And I had 15 people wanting the CD with that song on it. And I hadn't recorded it yet, but it was on the next album. It's my most requested song. He said, I'm coming home soon with a light in his cataract eye. Once I get over the stroke that messed up my left side. When your mama passed away, Lord, I wanted to die. But now I'm ready to come back home as soon as I can use my left side. He said those 20 acres, we could plant some corn. I want to get it in early before the sheep are shorn. And maybe I'll buy a pony, teach my grandson to ride. Yeah, there's a lot I'd like to do as soon as I can use my left side. He's going home again, where the sky's so blue, it seems like it won't ever end. He's going home again, where the smell of new mown hay is hanging in the wind. And the first thing that he'll do is watch the sun rise off the porch. Second thing he'll do is saddle up that quarter horse. And he'll ride and ride and ride soon as he can use his left side. But outside his room, the doctor said there's nothing we can do. So I said, Doc, I'd like to take him home, if that's okay with you. Well, since it was a lovely night, I made his bed up on the porch. I went and got a lead rope, and I brought up his horse. Brought that horse right up the steps, put the rope in his good hand. 'Cause that old man and that old horse, well, they were real old friends. We stayed out there all night, the man, the horse, and me. He was much too tired to talk, so we waited quietly till the sun came creeping up and the sky began to glow. He turned his head and smiled at me and let that lead rope go. He's going home again, where the sky's so blue, it seems like it won't ever end. He's going home again, where the smell of new mown hay is hanging in the wind. And the first thing that he'll do is watch the sun rise off the porch. Second thing he'll do is saddle up some quarter horse, and he'll ride and ride and ride where he won't need his left side. He'll ride and ride and ride where he won't need his left side. Thank you. I'm going to go by what time I started, not when you came. So I think I have time for one more. This last song was inspired by my mother. My mother told me that she thought that I would have better luck with my love life if I would pick men for their depth rather than their looks. Which initially was just a stupid idea, I thought, on her part. I was just like, what? But with time, mother knows best, I have come to the realization that looks fade. Substance does matter. But I wouldn't have all these songs if it hadn't been for the fact that I paid absolutely no attention to what my mother said initially. Anyway, this song is, now I have to say, this song is just a little bit of a, what do you call it, poetic license here. This did not exactly happen to me. You're gonna go out here and say, yeah, right. But it didn't. It didn't really. This is just me making something. It's just a song. It's something I made up. It's not real. I'd had a lot of bad luck with men, so I thought I'd take Mama's advice. Forget about those handsome hunks, they never treat you nice. So when I met him at the Radio Shack, I thought, what have I got to lose? A guy like this won't ever give me the blues. He spit a little when he talked, he snorted when he laughed. But I thought, for a love that's true, I could get used to that. We dated a while, and I told Mama things were moving along. That's about the time he said I didn't turn him on. He took his pen from his pocket protector and he wrote me a Dear John letter. Said, I'm sorry I'm breaking your heart, but one day you'll feel better. Doing an impression of Noah himself, up under his armpits he tightened his belt. Said, baby, don't beg and plead, you know I'm not what you need. I stood there stunned and silent, I'd never been dumped by a dweeb. He said, I hope we can still be friends, as he combed his greasy hair. But I'm afraid this is where it ends, though I really did try to care. He pushed the Band-Aid on his glasses, back up on his nose. Said, I'm the love 'em and leave 'em kind, and I gotta go. He took his pen from his pocket protector and he wrote me a Dear John letter. Said, I'm sorry I'm breaking your heart, but one day you'll feel better. Doing an impression of Noah himself. Up under his armpits, he tightened his belt. I couldn't believe what I heard. Had this really just occurred? Through my tears, he looked better blurred. I've never been dumped by a nerd. I've never been turned on, turned down, hurt and burned, kissed off, cast off, deserted and spurned, ditched by a dork, dropped and discarded. I've never been kissed by a guy who just farted, left at the altar, or just left flat. I thought only cute guys acted like that. I'm telling you, I was stumped. I mean, what did I see in this chump? I'd never been humped and then dumped by a dweeb. Thank you very much. I should say I do have CDs for sale, by the way, around the other side of this fireplace. And also, I forgot to tell you, I have these little things, which are a thumb drive. And they have all 4 of my albums on it for $40. They're pretty cool. Oh, and also I have these bookmarks, which are free, which are on the table over there, too.
For the other guitar, so I'm going to grab it. So actually, while you're there, can you just pull out the round cable? Yeah. Thank you. The wine doesn't help. I got it. Thank you. And I'll bring her axe, because I think she wants to tune it. What do you guys need on stage? Water or anything like that?
Water wouldn't hurt for her. I'm good.
Okay. performer artist.
Okay.
Me? I don't know. Not really.
Guess you're ringing.
No.
All the other ones are getting so tired, you know? Bring out your deck, we do every show.
Shame.
We haven't done that in a while.
Shame.
How about that, Claudia? Wasn't she great? Yeah. Woo, Claudia. So I met Letitia Van Sant through mutual friends, and she is such a humble person. You know, we were talking, and she's like, and I went to a show to see some friends of hers who are also Baltimore musicians who are going to be coming to play here later this year. But Letitia was there to see their show, and I was telling her I had this house concert series, and I really wanted these folks to come play for me. And she's like, "Oh, I'm a singer-songwriter too, yeah." And she's like, "Yeah." And then like somehow we were talking about Folk Alliance and different things like that, because I go to conferences, and that's how I meet a lot of people. That's how I met Claudia, because I like to see people perform live. And Letitia said she just happened to casually mention that she won Kerrville, which is, it's very prestigious. It's very amazing to win this songwriting contest. It's very competitive, and you can see by, for example, Claudia's, her way with words and the way she puts it together with the music is just it's really special when you find somebody that has this kind of talent. And Letitia has it in spades. She's very active in her community. Is a great musical community in Baltimore. I don't know how many of you get up there to see shows, and it's pretty amazing because there's all different kinds of configurations, and Letitia can tell you about some of the different. She's in a country band, I think, with you. You guys are in a country band together, so they do all different kinds of things, and they do them together, and it's a great community. So I'm really grateful to be able to access that talent and convince these folks to come down here and play for you guys. So please welcome Letitia Van Sant.
One person clapping for Baltimore.
Yeah.
All right.
Not surprised.
We're proud. Okay, this is a song called Girl Crush.
You said that you would dig up every crawdad in the creek, and you were unafraid of reaching in the deep. So I'd sit on the bank and watch you bring them back to me. You don't seem to fight it off. You just do from the sidelines. I would watch you scoring touchdowns in the rain. Somehow you had the nerve to take off your muddy shirt, and you were unashamed to show the world all of your curves. You don't seem to try so hard. You're all right just as you are. bursting from my chest. You don't seem to push and shove. You just love who you are. Do I wanna be you or just to be near you? Do I wanna be you or just to be free? Do I wanna be you or just to be near you? To be near you.
Okay, so that song was inspired by middle school. I'm going back there again because I was extremely shy in middle school, and I remember I would set little goals for myself where I remember one of them was like, okay, today at 2:12 p.m. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to ask Julia what time it is. So this is a song for anybody who has struggled with that.
Always on the outside looking in, standing in the doorway wondering where to sit. I grab a drink, I check my phone, excuse myself to the hall alone. Why do I always wish I'd stayed at home in the middle of a crowded room? Always on the inside looking out, trapped inside a cage I made from all my doubts. Stunted words fall on my mouth, and I retreat back to the couch. I can't ever seem to figure out why did I have to say that? Well, they tell you when you're older, you will have this figured out. They tell you when you're older, you will have this figured out. Always on the bottom looking up, dreaming of the day when I'll work up the guts. I know my truth, I know my worth, but that don't make it easier to walk into a room like I deserve. A moment of your attention. Well, they tell you when you're older, you will have this figured out. Well, Will they tell you when you're older you'll have this figured out? Will they tell you when you're older you will have this figured out?
This is Aaron Bookeister over here. Aaron is just such a blessing to my life. He is just so, in addition to being an incredible musician, is just like so patient and kind with all of my foibles.
Foibles.
What'd you say? Well, you know, we've all got our foibles. But one of the things that I was just thinking about is like music takes this very strange combination of having to be like super on top of your shit, but also completely fine when everything goes to shit. And yeah, right, Claudia's like, yes. Claudia, by the way, that was awesome. I was so touched by your set. It was really beautiful. Thank you. But anyway, Aaron is cool as a cucumber, and he's as prepared as Batman. One time I called you the Boy Scout of rock and roll, but I decided to call it Batman instead. This next song, I started writing this song when I was having like a really bleak moment, thinking about, I have a 2-year-old son, and he's just the best. And like it is like a daily practice to like be in the present and not be worrying about his future constantly. And so I started writing this song in one of those moments, and the first line that came out was, "There's a snowball's chance in hell that things are gonna work out." But honestly, like over the past, like some of the experiences that I've had in my life over the past few years have led me to just have a different spiritual outlook on the world that okay, whenever I hear an inspiring animal fact, it helps me kind of recalibrate my brain to a sense of wonder that like we really don't know everything. Like, you know, we have a lot of facts that spell out terrible things. But there's so much about like humanity and so much about nature and so much about like our spiritual world that we don't really understand. And choosing to look at that mystery with a sense of optimism has become sort of like my, and like friendliness, like what if the unknown is friendly to us? That is where this song has come from, and it's called Suspension of Disbelief.
There's a snowball's chance in hell that things are gonna work out. A lot of camels to get through this needle. A lot of pigs have wings to sprout. Wouldn't gamble a dime with these odds, let alone the fate of my child. But the world is not some slot machine, its mystery is wild. The one thing I've come to believe in is the suspension of my disbelieving. An open space in our minds is all we need to find our own way back to Eden. A maple spreads millions of seeds for just one to take its place. And the bees gladly die for the hive, defending their most sacred space. So I can at least just make room for the things that I don't understand. And I'll play the odds like a maple, as many as far as I can. The one thing I've come to believe in is the suspension of my disbelieving. An open space in our minds is all we need to find our own way back to Eden. The whales can feel through their songs across great expanses of space. The dolphins have names for each other. The crows will remember your face. And I will just be right here singing to tell you that you indeed are forgiven for your unknowing, the great miracle that you are.
This is a brand new one. Here we go. And I hope you'll sing along with me on this one. What'd you say? I do. Okay, here it goes. I'm gonna do it. I hope you'll do it with me. Oh, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. A billionaire and his underlings hijack the U.S. government like zombie pirates plundering, just like Godzilla blundering. But we the people do not consent, and we by far outnumber them. And their evil plans will throw a wrench. In fact, we'll sue the pants off them. Oh, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. These people just keep showing up. The phone lines just keep blowing up. And all these folks out in the streets are blocking in their limousines. We'll help the Democrats to muster the guts to use that filibuster. And you can tell they're getting flustered when their spray tans lose their luster. Oh, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh, we will be steadfast defenders of all the people of all the genders. And when those bigots lose their tempers, no sir, we will not surrender. When Project 2025 meets its swift and sure demise, we'll spit their bourbon in surprise, say how they get so organized. Oh, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We have had enough malarkey from this dumbass oligarchy. We want our democracy, not this idiocracy. Our tidal wave of politics will head off this apocalypse, and all those white supremacists will ride off in their rocket ships. Oh, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. How in the heck can we stop these pricks? Well, we're gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh man, people, that's a really good one. I haven't seen that. Oh, it's a sign? Oh, okay. Yeah. Were you at the rally yesterday? Or I mean, of course you were. Yeah. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I was at the one in Baltimore, but I heard the one in DC was very impressive and cool. So thank you. This next one, I read a series of historical fiction about Boudica. And she was a leader in the Iceni tribe, who was an ancient tribe of eastern England. And she led the resistance against the invasion of the Roman Empire in the year 60 AD. So the song is called Boudica.
Out on the misty horizon, the vessels have gathered like crows. I stand with my spirit attention, my fingers frigid with cold. With sorrow I summoned my comrades to pick up their families' blades and leave all the elders and children to harvest the barley and hay. They came from each corner of Albion, the workers of silver and bronze, and from the great isle of Mona, the keepers of dreams and of songs. The secret pool where the spirits dwell, and the songs we must sing them each spring, to keep the balance of light and dark, and the turning of everything. Foxglove to strengthen the heartbeat, the nettle's sting can heal through pain. The forest will care for its brethren, but these strangers will not learn its way. The cruelest of gods leave their markings carved on the armor of Rome, for all of their land and their caste. that's what they've called me. And I guard the memory of the great people we once were, and who we still could be. The wonderful civil rights activist Fannie Lou Hamer said, "None of us are free until all of us are free." And I think, we might not be in the land of the free, but this is definitely the home of the brave. So this song is called Home of the Brave. Okay, can you guys give me a stomp and a clap too, if you can afford it? Oh, say can you hear the sirens as they flash red, white, and blue? Whether they're off in the distance or if you worry they're coming for you. From Sandy Hook to Sandtown, the one thing that is clear, we're all living at gunpoint, but we don't answer to fear. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. Try that. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. One more time. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. From Vietnam to El Salvador, from Highlandtown to Ferguson, people have fought for the kind of peace that doesn't need so many guns. From Guantanamo Bay to the border, listen to the stories they tell. We want the kind of freedom that doesn't need so many cells. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. Whether you are the one in the necktie or the one who's mopping the floor, none of us are doing what our souls were created for. We're all lining the pockets of people who don't know what we're worth, but we're all gonna make the most of our precious time on earth. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. Wherever you are Sunday morning, wherever you get your news, no matter what books your school banned, we're all searching for truth. And we all know of a few things that have never been televised, but no one can take the freedom that we stoke down in our minds. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave. We are brave. We are not free, but we are brave. We are brave.
Oh, wait. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here's one that I think is my most John Prine-iest one. That's called Heaven's Motel. Ready?
Heaven is a place where you don't give a damn about the shit that they're talking way down there on the land. You just kick back your feet, light a big fat cigar, and crank up that knob on your electric guitar. Heaven is a place where you don't worry about your weight, and the celestial buffet is all you can eat, and you get nice and chubby off of Funyuns and gin, and the only dress code is the suit you're born in. Heaven is a place where there aren't any laws about anybody's private parts, and you love who you love. You can go to the bathroom any place that you please, 'cause we're all piss and lemonade, and we shit Boston creams. Ooh, go easy on yourself and everyone else. Soon we'll all be singing at the piano of Heaven's Motel. Heaven is a place where you find your old bully, and you finally get to ask him why he gave you those noogies, and he cries about his dad round a warm plate of cookies. You snuggle up on the couch, watch romantic comedies. Heaven is a place where you finally get to meet that sad-eyed old lady who used to live down your street, and you finally find out that you both love to skate. Her kickflip needs work, but her ollie is great. Heaven is a place where you make your best art, 'cause there ain't no critics, so you let down your guard. Karl Marx embroiders pillows, Margaret Thatcher wrote a play. They say mainly the same thing in their own special way. Ooh, go easy on yourself and everyone else. Soon we'll all be singing at the piano of Heaven's Motel. Heaven is a place where they let everyone in. Yes, even the Yankees, or maybe they just snuck in. You just turn in your list of everyone you forgave. Yeah, the best thing about heaven is that there ain't no gate.
It was fun. Whoops. When I decided to change the set a little bit after you were talking about Kerrville, because I just hadn't thought about that experience in a minute, and it's really cool because it's like one of the only places that everybody like actually wants to hear songwriters or like listen to each other's songs. It's sort of like going to a nature church for songwriting. And the year that I was there was right after this really wonderful songwriter named Jimmy LaFave had just passed away. And so lots of people were playing his songs around campfires. And I had never heard his songs, I never knew him, but I was really profoundly moved just to be thinking about how he had passed away, but his energy was still moving through the world in this really powerful way, and how all of us have vibrations that will last long after we've been here. And how lucky it is that we live on this planet that has water and air, and you can vibrate the air and make music. And I feel particularly grateful for folks like Janet, who have created a place for a cultural ecosystem for artists to exist. I really appreciate it. And also this gorgeous house with really cool people. The view, it was making me think, like, I wish I had like a glass of scotch to stare wistfully out the window. And also, I don't know if you guys smelled the soap. This is really, it'll transport you. All right, this song is called Something Real.
Watch the dying embers flow through the sky. Hear the creatures calling out soft and wild. The silence doesn't need my meaningless words, like plugging up a well with cheap filled dirt. Holding this guitar makes me think of Tom. He would open up the circle, make you feel you belong. A river flowing clears the stone apart. This pain has carved a canyon into my heart. Someone give me a song to sing that sounds like something real. I want the whole world to know exactly how I feel. All of the hinges so stiff with rust. I always thought that I just wasn't strong enough. Throw open the windows of my shuttered soul. Let the thunder and the rain and the breezes blow. We suffer from a wound called love, from some other victim or God above. It bleeds and it yearns, it festers and burns, and music is the closest thing I know to a cure. Someone give me a song to sing that sounds like something real. I want the whole world to know exactly how I feel. How I feel. How I feel. You guys sing that with me? How I feel. How I feel. This vibration inside your throat, it travels the air as a heavenly note. I get this feeling deep in my bones. When I think with you, I feel less alone. The hotel lobby or the Grand Ole Opry, I only want to sing the truth. I don't care who's listening out there, I only want to sing with you. Someone give me a song to sing that sounds like something real. I want the whole world to know
Thank you all so much for singing with me and not leaving me hanging. 3 times, in fact. I really appreciate that. And I want to say thank you so much to Kevin and John for the help with the sound. You did such a wonderful job. And there was another person, I didn't catch their name, but they're doing the live streaming. And what'd you say? Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. A lot of people helped make this. Also, you, Eagle Ears in the back. Man, he was, I started to sing this song, and he was like, that's an A 880 hertz.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, very impressive. So thank you again so much for having us. And thank you to Aaron over here. I really love getting to play with Aaron. And to Claudia, awesome set again, thank you. This song is called You Can't Put My Fire Out.
I didn't run, I didn't scream, I didn't want to make a scene. Too many years I've kept the peace. You can't put my fire out. Too long you've lived inside my mind. You paid no rent, you stole my time. Now I'm taking back what's mine. You can't put my fire out. You never cease to poke and prod, illuminate my every flaw, but you can take it up with God. You can't put my fire out. I taste your words inside my mouth like broken glass. I spit them out. I'm the one who's speaking now. You can't put my fire out.
to the merch table, but on my way, I guess I'll... Thank you. Let's see.
Circadian or anything? No.
Well,
What have we played recently?
let's see. Oh, why don't we do Come As You Are?
Yeah.
I lose my share. Okay. Okay, this is one that I had a dear friend named Betty Robinson, who was an incredible activist, and I had the great fortune of moving in right next door to her. She had been active in the civil rights movement and then was still active at the time that she died when she was 82 years old. Like, she was really a wonderful person, but she was so good at just like seeing people and being like, hey, how are you doing? Like, do you need a casserole? Who doesn't need a casserole? I think that there's a lot of stuff in movement stuff these days that can make me feel really intimidated, or to like make me feel like, do I really have a place in this? And Betty was just so good at being like, you, come over here, we're going. I don't care, we're getting on the bus. Okay, I'm just a little bit more. I read this study of Google's most productive teams, and they said that the most productive teams were ones where people had the highest degree of psychological safety, meaning that they felt like their coworkers liked them and wanted them to be around, and they could like throw out a dumb idea or make a mistake and they would still be like accepted and wanted by their team. And so one of the things that I see as like an opportunity that makes me hopeful, I guess, is like the more we're all able to like accept ourselves and accept each other as we are, like the more powerful we're going to become. So this song is called Come As You Are.
You've been peeling back the whitewash to the old bloody
Thank you.